Chapter 8: The Final Trial. Lucy stood before the great caramel door, its golden surface gleaming in the light. The door was a monolith, towering over her as if it were a gate to another world, a world she was only moments away from entering. She knew deep down that this was the final test, the last challenge she had to face before obtaining the Kernel of Eternity. Her heart thudded in her chest as she took in the intricate carvings decorating the door. Swirls of chocolate and caramel spiraled around the frame, twisting in mesmerizing patterns. The door itself seemed alive, almost as though it was breathing with the rhythm of the corn realm. The golden sheen was dazzling, almost hypnotic, but Lucy couldn't afford to be distracted. She had come too far to falter now. Beside her, Captain Fizz and Poppy stood in silence, both seeming to recognize the significance of the moment. Captain Fizz adjusted his candy cane peg leg and peered at the door, while Poppy floated just above Lucy's shoulder, his tiny wings fluttering in anticipation. "This is it, Lucy," Captain Fizz said, his voice low. "The final trial. Only those who truly understand the heart of the corn realm can pass through this door. You've made it this far, but the question is, are you ready?" Lucy nodded slowly, feeling both the weight of his words and the urgency of the moment. The Kernel of Eternity was just beyond this door. She could feel its power pulsing through the very air around her, urging her forward. But the door wouldn't open unless she proved herself worthy, this much she knew. "I'm ready," Lucy said, her voice steady, though her insides churned with nervous energy. As she reached out to touch the door, she noticed something strange, a symbol etched into the center of the golden surface. It wasn't just a decoration, it was a riddle, written in a language she didn't recognize. The letters shimmered in the light, shifting and rearranging as though the riddle itself was alive. "What does it say?" Lucy asked, turning to Poppy for help. Poppy studied the riddle with intense focus. "It's an ancient script, one used by the Corn Realm's first guardians," he explained, his voice serious. "It says, to enter, you must face the truth that lies within. Only those who conquer their fear shall pass." Lucy frowned, trying to understand. She wasn't afraid of the Corn Realm or the journey she had undertaken. It had been challenging, yes, but each step had brought her closer to her goal. But this riddle seemed to imply something deeper, something more personal. "Face the truth within," Lucy muttered. What could it mean? She had faced bandits, battled whirlpools, and traversed dangerous lands. But all of that was external. This was different. This challenge was internal, a test of something within her that perhaps she hadn't fully acknowledged until now. The golden door didn't move, remaining firmly shut despite her attempts to push or pull it. Lucy stepped back, a deep sense of unease creeping up her spine. Something was blocking her path, something inside her that she had to confront. "I don't understand," Lucy said, frustration building. "What fear am I supposed to face?" Poppy flew in front of her, his tiny form flickering like a firefly. "It's not just about the challenges you've faced, Lucy. The door will only open when you confront the thing that holds you back the most. You must be honest with yourself." Captain Fizz nodded gravely. "The fear isn't about the Corn Realm or the Kernel of Eternity. It's about what you carry within. You've been running toward this moment, but there's something inside of you, something you've been avoiding." Lucy stood frozen, the words sinking in. She had been running toward this goal with everything she had, focusing on the external journey and the adventure. But had she been running from something else? Had she been too focused on the destination to examine what she was leaving behind? The air around her seemed to thicken, and she felt a strange pressure in her chest. It was as if the very atmosphere was urging her to face the truth. She closed her eyes, trying to center herself. For a long moment, she let the memories and emotions wash over her life before she came to the Corn realm, her ordinary existence in the small town, her feelings of inadequacy that had often haunted her. She had always felt like an outsider, never quite fitting in. Even now, standing at the edge of the most important moment of her life, she realized she was still running from the fear of never being enough. The fear of failing, of letting down everyone who had believed in her. The fear of not being worthy of the kernel, of not being worthy of the responsibility she now carried. Lucy's breath hitched as the weight of it all settled into her heart. She had never allowed herself to truly feel this fear, she had been too busy pushing it away. But now, standing before the golden door, the truth was undeniable. She had been carrying the fear of inadequacy with her all along. But something inside her shifted. She had been brave throughout her journey. She had faced dangers, made new friends, and discovered a strength she never knew she had. Now, it was time to face this fear head-on. It was time to admit that she was worthy of the journey, worthy of the Corn realm, and worthy of the power the Kernel of Eternity held. "I'm afraid," Lucy whispered to herself, her voice barely audible in the stillness. "I'm afraid that I won't be enough, that I'll fail everyone." As she spoke the words, the golden door began to tremble. The riddle seemed to respond, shifting and rearranging until it revealed a final message. Only those who accept their own fear may find the truth within. Lucy exhaled, feeling a weight lift off her shoulders. She had faced it, admitted it, and in doing so, she had unlocked the door. With a creak, the great caramel door slowly swung open, revealing the chamber beyond. A soft, golden light spilled from the crack, illuminating the room. The Kernel of Eternity glowed in the center, surrounded by an aura of magic that seemed to hum with power. Lucy stepped forward, her heart racing with anticipation. She had faced her fear, and now the journey would come to its climax. The door had opened, but Lucy knew the hardest part was still ahead.